Alright, in this video I'm going to be doing some trailer reactions to a couple of Marvel trailers that have just dropped. That's going to be trailers for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki. These are two brand new Marvel trailers for a couple of TV shows that are going to be debuting next year. Today is Disney Investor Day, which Disney Investor Day, it's basically the equivalent of like an online like D23 or San Diego Comic-Con, where they just dropped a whole bunch of news about some of their projects. They announced a new Fantastic Four film, another Fantastic Four reboot, going to be in the MCU. They announced a live-action Ahsoka Tano TV show. They announced there's going to be another Star Wars movie called Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins. They announced that they're not going to be recasting T'Challa. That's some questionable decision in my opinion. But then they dropped some trailers, brand new trailers, and that's what I'm here to do right now, some debut trailers. Talking about the first one first, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This was a show that was supposed to debut this year, but obviously COVID happened. And this movie has sort of like a weird sort of like effect that's going on, to where every time Black Widow gets delayed, this movie gets pushed back, and sort of the conclusion people are drawing is that that show is going to be divulging heavily from what happens in Black Widow. And it makes sense, because those are two kind of Marvel shows or Marvel properties, like Black Widow and then the Falcon and Winter Soldier, that are going to have like a similar kind of tone, and you could see them having that kind of story. So yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier team up in this trailer or in this TV show. I imagine it's going to be the same kind of stuff we saw in the same kind of tone that we saw in the Winter Soldier, that movie, and Civil War. So let's go ahead and watch this trailer. See the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right, just setting up. All right, watching in 3, 2, 1, click. Woo! Oh, Steve Evans.
The legacy of that shield is complicated.
Oh yeah.
The world is upside down.
Oh, March. I didn't know the release
Something
date.
to get behind. They need the symbol.
Who is that?
So what's our plan? So no plan. Great.
Wow. This has a pretty nice budget.
What's going on in that cyborg brain of yours?
You don't want to know.
Oh yeah, I can see it working. Gears turning. Oh, they're malfunctioning. They're on fire.
God, I hate you.
Alright, it's kind of funny, I guess. Alright, they announced the release date, March 2021. I didn't know the release date, I just knew obviously it was coming out next year. Yeah, that had this kind of stuff I thought you were going to see in the trailer. When it comes to the kind of that same sort of tone in the Winter Soldier, you're gonna have that sort of another sort of spy political thriller going on. The action looked great, and you see that they're putting a whole bunch of money into the show with that sequence at the end of the trailer, where it's just like a 20 or 30-second sequence of the Falcon just flying and dodging missiles in like the Grand Canyon or something, and it looked great. It looked like movie quality, and that's the stuff you want to see in these TV shows. That you don't want them to look cheap. And they're definitely not going cheap with that. The thing though about that release date is that sort of flies in the face of the theory that everyone had when they thought that the show was sort of tied to Black Widow. Generally, they didn't want to spoil Black Widow, but Black Widow apparently is still coming out in theaters May of 2021. So I guess if it is tied to Black Widow in some way, I guess they just figured we just can't delay the show anymore. We'll see. But that was a cool trailer. I liked it. Well, actually, one thing I will say is that the whole thing, the end of Avengers Endgame, is Steve Rogers giving the Falcon the shield. and they didn't show the Falcon Sam Wilson using that shield at any point. It was supposed to be like he's going to become the next Captain America, but you didn't really get that at all in this trailer. They didn't even like change his suit. I thought like he'd be wearing like some red, white, and just some kind of like Captain America style Falcon suit. You didn't get that at all. Something else they didn't show is that there's going to be another character appearing in this show, sort of a villain named the U.S. Agent. He's a character from the comics, and he's basically sort of I guess he's sort of a quote-unquote evil version of Captain America or something like that. They've shown some set photos of him, and he's a cool guy, and I love seeing just sort of that legacy of Captain America continue to live on. But yeah, it didn't see him in this trailer. All they really showed was the Falcon Winter Soldier just doing some action montage and just a little clip of Baron Zemo from Captain America Civil War. So yeah, that's it for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Not a whole lot of surprises or anything like story heavy in that trailer, but okay. Alright, next up is Loki. This show, I'm super intrigued by what this is going to show, just because in Avengers Endgame, when they made sort of another alternate reality, and they have now a new reality from Avengers 1, where Loki escapes. When that happened in Avengers Endgame, I was like, God damn, that's kind of amazing. Just because at that point, Loki is still a full-on villain, and he's just been defeated, so he hasn't been like mentally reformed that mental reform he had in Thor the Dark World and Thor Ragnarok, where he basically became a good guy. Now he's a full-on villain in this one. And so this is him with the Tesseract, just going on a whole bunch of adventures and stuff like that. But I just want to see like what that universe looks like, because the Avengers, they really fucked up that timeline in Avengers Endgame, where not only does Loki escape, but Captain America meets a duplicate of himself. Yeah, that whole timeline just got all effed up. Whole bunch of stuff. But this show, I want to see what this show is going to be, because this is really intriguing. Oops. Okay. Let me start over. Alright, watching in 3, 2, 1, click. That's the moment. So where'd he go afterwards? Went to the Philippines or something.
You're taking me somewhere to kill me.
No, I'm taking you someplace to talk.
Well, I don't like to talk.
But you do like to lie, which you just did. Because we both know you love to talk.
How long have you been here?
I don't know, it's hard to say. You know, time passes differently here in the TVA.
What does that mean?
You'll catch up.
Glorious.
This is not what I was expecting from this show.
To be ready.
Whoa. Oh, that's a cool
Come on. What did you expect?
Oh, that was great. Okay, that ending where he says, "What did you expect?" Yeah, that's kind of my feelings of the trailer. Just like, what did you expect? Like him surprising you, because that trailer, that is not what I was expecting at all. That was great. That tone, it was weird, but that was a great trailer. But getting back to that tone, it was just like it just had this kind of like mysterious, almost kind of like a dark vibe to where I thought this was gonna be Loki after he gets the Tesseract. He's just gonna go on some like kind of random adventures and stuff like that, just trying to F up the universe. But in this one, it shows that people are after him. And people saw this in the actual first Super Bowl sort of brief teaser we saw this show back in January of this year, or I guess it was February, where they showed that the TVA, this is some kind of time agency or time travel agency where they detect sort of disruptions in a timeline, and obviously the major timeline disruption happened in Avengers Endgame, and this is them coming after him. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see that, and him sort of having to be on the run and all that stuff. But it's just like, it was hard to make out like what that show was, just because you saw all these different clips like of him at the end where it's almost like a vote Loki thing, where it's almost like going for president and stuff like that. There's that weird agency, he's on different planets. It's just like, wow. It's kind of he's a prisoner. He's got a shock collar on, and so this show is going to be very, very intriguing. Just because that wasn't what I was expecting from that trailer. I didn't have a whole lot to say just because while I was watching it, because I was just like, God damn, I don't really know what's going on in this trailer right here. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting show. And Hiddleston as Loki, he's just great. So actually, something else I'm really curious about that show is that obviously with Loki, I'm wondering, I almost feel like you have to, like, by the time the show gets to the end, there's got to be some way that Thor and all the other Asgardians play back into a role in this. Just because are they just going to end the show with him just going on in this, like, merry way and him not getting caught or anything like that? There's no way Thor or someone from Asgard is going to find him. And I'm almost hoping that happens. We can see one of the Thor or one of the other Asgardians from the movie come after him in this TV show. Obviously, it's not going to be throughout the entire show because that would have leaked by now. But yeah, that's going to be a really cool show. Something I wasn't expecting. So that's going to be really interesting. All right, this actually, I mentioned the two trailers, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then Loki, but they actually dropped another Wandavision trailer. There was a Wandavision trailer a few months ago. It was really hard to make out what that trailer was, and just in terms of what the story was. So, do I want to watch this? It's 1 minute and 20 seconds long. I guess there's not going to be a ton of spoilers. At least I hope not. Just because that trailer from that trailer from a few months ago did satisfy me. But we'll see if this one actually reveals like why there's all this crazy shit's going on in WandaVision. So, alright, off the cuff, this is going to be a WandaVision trailer reaction. Trailer 2. Alright, so watching in 3, 2, 1, click.
So what's a single girl like you doing rattling around this big house?
Well, I assure you, I'm married to a man, a human one.
Wanda.
What is this show?
We are an unusual couple.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
We just don't know what to expect.
Howdy, neighbors. Hey, bud.
What's up?
Who are you?
I don't know.
I think something's wrong here.
What is this show?
Wanda, in your room. Who's doing this to you?
Are you here to help us? This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
Oh my god.
Well, I think we handled that well.
What? Oh god. What is this show? It's like, I'm not saying that in a way that looks bad. It's just like, what is this story? It's just like they're not even trying to explain what the hell's going on. Like, I guess it's just a whole story that's going on in Wanda's head. Because obviously it's not the real world. It's because Vision obviously died in Infinity War. But man, this show just looks crazy. But it's almost kind of fascinating, and I guess it's sort of a good thing. Them just not really revealing what's just going on, just showing all this madness, all these weird scenarios, the black and white sort of 50s sitcoms thing going on. Then you see things turning back into the real world, or at least things in Wanda's head, because the Vision's like back to normal and Wanda looks normal, but it's still like it's not the real world, and you got all these hallucinations. That's just crazy. I don't know what to make of that show, but it almost, I'll admit, it's fascinating just from the standpoint of just like the story. This looks so crazy. I don't think I'm as excited for it though as I am for Loki and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just because I can't really tell what this show is all about. But you know, this should be fun. This comes out before those do, January 15th. So yeah, this was the second trailer. I guess thankfully it didn't really give away any like super spoiler heavy stuff or whatever. So yeah, that's the trailer for WandaVision right there. That shit looks absolutely insane. I don't know what to make out of that one. So yeah, there you go with my trailer reactions to all these Disney Plus shows coming out: Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and WandaVision. It's funny that Disney Plus, it's over a year old now, yet the only like original show that's like worth a shit, obviously, that people care about is The Mandalorian, and that's been over for a year now. We're at season 1 now. We're almost done with season 2, but yeah, it's just one show, and yet Disney Plus is still going strong. But once these Marvel shows start dropping, oh, it's gonna be insane. And not to get off topic, when you get some more live action shows, like that live action Ahsoka Tano show, oh man, that's gonna be sick. And then the Obi-Wan show. So these kind of live action shows are amazing. What's good about these trailers is what they showed though is that they put an effort into sort of the budget, obviously, to make it look movie quality, to keep in line with the rest of the MCU. That's the worst thing about some of these superhero shows, that when they look cheap, because it just doesn't feel like how a superhero show should when you see all the superhero movies come out like how they are right now. But yeah, that's cool stuff, definitely. So I'm looking forward to all three of those. I'd probably say I'm looking forward to, out of those three, oh boy, I think I'm actually looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier the most, just because I love that kind of vibe, that Winter Soldier kind of vibe. That's the best non-Avengers Marvel movie. So I think I'm actually looking forward to that one the most. But I'm definitely intrigued by all of them, definitely. So that'll do it for these 3 trailer reactions. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, thank you for watching.